Hello everyone, good morning. Can you confirm audible or not? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So where we stopped in the last session? The last session we discussed about. Okay, so first of all, did you install JDK software in your machines or not? Okay, if not, just try to install it. Okay, go to Google, just download JDK latest version or at least 17 you can install. Okay, once you install, you have to set the path. If you find any issues, just let me know. You know, right? How to check Java enabled or not. Open command prompt, just type Java. Okay. Yesterday we discussed about variables and methods. The syntax we discussed, right? Why we go for variable? If you want to store some data, then you can go with the variable. How we can create a variable in Java? This is the syntax, right? Data type, variable name, and variable value. Now exactly data type tells what? The variable holds which kind of data, that value type it represents or not. Here see, this variable holds 100. This 100 type is what? Integer or not. What is this variable name? Variable name in a particular location, this 100 stored, right? That location address name is what? Variable name or not? This one, in that location, this value we need to place, right? The variable value we are going to place in the location, that means in the space. Okay. Now Java is like dynamically typed programming language or not? Java is not dynamically typed programming language. Why? In Java, they allocated the memory first based on the data type and then they place the value or not like Python. Okay, it's like a platform independent. There has some other features also there. One by one, whenever it is required, we are going to discuss. Okay, what is the difference between JDK and JRE? JDK software and you required, JRE software and you required. If you want to write the program end to end, write the source code and compile it and run it. Then the time compilation and run and see the output. All this, if you want to handle, then that time JDK or JRE, which software is required?
JDK is required.
Required. Already the compiled code is there. Just I want to run it. Already I have the compiled code. Just I want to run it. Then the type JRE is enough or not? Yes or no? JRE stands for Java Runtime Environment. JRE is the subset to JDK. JRE is the subset to JDK. So what is method or function? Okay, any programming language you can take it. If you want to handle some functionality, then you can go with the functions or methods or not. Why we go for avoid the duplicate code, writing the duplicate code and reuse the functionality how many times you want or not. How to create the method or function? This is the way you can create in JavaScript, and this is the way you can create in Python, and this is the way you can create a method or a function in Java or not. That's all. These 3 points common for any programming language, but the syntax is vary from one language to another language or not. That's all. Now, if you come here, the first one, syntax, tell me, what is this public? It's a access modifier. Access modifier is nothing but from where I can access this particular FN. What is the scope? Okay, this FN can use in how many places? Okay, it's like a visibility. The function, can I call from here or not? Can I call from here or not? Can I call from there or not? That is depending upon your access modifier. There has multiple access modifiers over there, public, private, protected, default, like that. We'll discuss. Next, void. What is this void? Function or a method returns some value back to you. That value type, it represents what? Okay, return type here. No return value, nothing. Then the time, the value is like void. If you return something, then the time, if it is 10, integer. If it is like a number, okay, if it is like a string, okay, string. If it is like boolean, boolean, like that. Okay, the next one is what? Function name. The next one, function body. That's it. Up to here we discussed it, right? So, okay, let me add this one in our running notes first. Go to Kalam Schools. Go to notes. Okay, ours is like full stack Java. Okay, in the full stack Java, let me add this. Okay, well, this is our running notes. If you want to download it, you can download from here. You can download from here. If you want to download the class programs, we not yet started, but in future we are going to start, right? Okay, that time I'm going to upload here. From here you can download it. Okay, okay then. Now come to the today's discussion. Okay, just I want to write one simple hello world program. That's it. In Java, I want to write one simple hello world program. Hello world program. If you want to write one simple hello world program in Java, okay, what kind of prerequisites I have to learn? Okay, what prerequisites are required? What kind of knowledge is required for you? Okay, that is an important thing. So yesterday I showed you any program you can take it. It looks like what? Class or class name, public, static, void, main, something like that. You saw or not? Okay, what is this class? You saw something like this, right? Okay, class main, something like this. Yes or? Okay, what is class? My class contains what? See, again, I'm telling it is not this discussion, not only for Java, it is for any programming language. Any programming language. What is class in general? Come on. Anyone? You can take any programming language. What is
Yeah, class is a blueprint of object.
A class is a blueprint of object. Okay. Okay. Any other? Some more.
Combination of variables and methods.
It is a combination of, okay, it contains variables and methods or not. Okay, when you can go with the class. Okay, in this particular, okay, in this scenario, I should have to go with the class like that. I should have to go with the class. Very simple. See, I have in my mind, just I want to construct one house. Okay, this is not like, okay, it's my thought. In my mind, I'm thinking like this. I want to construct one house. Okay, here I want like two, okay, bedrooms and one kitchen, one hall. Okay, like that, just in my mind, I'm thinking. Okay, now tell me, if you think like that, then that time bedrooms are available or not available? Just it is like my thought, it is not yet available, right? When those bedrooms, when those kitchen and the hall is available, whatever you think in your mind, okay, if you construct based on that particular one, if you construct your house, then only that is available or not. Yes or no? Okay, then only that is ready to use or not. Now at this moment, okay, just I'm thinking like, okay, I want like two bedrooms. Okay, I want like one kitchen. I want like, okay, one hall, like this, like this. When my bedrooms are ready to use, when those are available, when these bedrooms are ready to use,
If I construct physically, then only available.
right, whenever that physically available or not. Yes or no? That means that is physically available means you have to construct, right? That particular object, can I say this word, can I use? Object is nothing but what? Any particle. Can I spell like an object? Yes or no? Okay, chair you can take it. That is what? One object. Yes or no? Okay, one person. That is one object only, right? Whenever physically available, then only, right, we are ready to use or not. Yes or no? Now see here, at this moment, just you thought something. Okay, you have a plan. That's it. Okay, you not construct anything that is not physically available. If you have a plan, okay, just that plan, okay, I'm going to tell like a class. Okay, just okay, in our own words I'm telling. Okay, you have a thought. That thought, you can say like a class. Whenever you implemented that thought, that means whenever you constructed that particular house, now that house is physically available or not? Now that house is physically available. Whenever it is available, I can use my kitchen, my hall, my bedrooms and everything or not. Yes or no? Come on. Okay, whenever that is physically available and ready to use, I'm going to tell like that is an object. Got my point? Class and object difference. I have a plan, I have a thought, that's it. I don't, okay, that is not physically available. Okay, then just whatever you thought is there, construct that one as like a class. Whenever you want that particular thought, you want to implement, whenever it is implemented, whenever it is constructed, then that time my house is available. That is physically available. Okay, that physically available means my object is available. Whenever that is physically available, I can use my bedrooms, kitchen and hall and everything or not. Got my point? Okay, okay, then the next one you can tell any example like this. Come on, any other. When you want me to go with the class, when the object has to be available, ready to use like that. Come on, another example. Okay, just I want to buy one vehicle. That vehicle front wheels like 2. Okay, just I'm thinking. Okay, that vehicle front wheels like 2. Okay, back wheels like 4. That vehicle color is like red. Okay, just that is my just that is the thought. I want to buy one vehicle. That vehicle front wheels 2, back wheels 4, and my vehicle color is like red. Got my point? That is my thought. My front wheels, okay, like 2, my back wheels like 4, my color is like red. This is my thought. So this one I want to keep where? This information where you want me to keep? Inside? Come on, inside a class, right? Yes or no? Just I have a thought. Now when you can say, hey, this is my vehicle, my front wheels see 2, my back wheels 4, my vehicle color is like red. When I can say confidently, when I can say, whenever that particular vehicle is available or not. That means whenever that object is available, then only I can say my front wheels 2, my back wheels 4, and my color is like red or not. Okay, once my object is available, I can use this vehicle or not. Yes or no? Agree with me? I have a thought. Just to go with the class. If you want to use it, okay, if you want to implement the thought, okay, when that particular thought is ready to use, whenever that is physically available, that means whenever that object is available or not. Yes or no? Okay, another example tell. Come on, any other? Any other example? Okay, I'm an interviewer. Okay, just I'm thinking like, okay, whenever my student is available, just I want to ask his self-introduction, his name, his marks percentage, and some questions I want to ask. Okay, this is what. Okay, just I want to ask. Okay, I'm thinking like whenever the student is available, I want to ask these questions. When I can ask these, okay, when I can ask name, when I can ask the marks, when I can ask the questions and everything. Whenever that student is physically available or not, whenever that student object is available, then only, right, I can ask some questions. Yes or no? Okay, here these all you want me to keep where? You want me to keep where? Name, marks, questions and everything. You want me to, this is my thought, where you want me to keep it? Inside the class. When I can ask these questions, whenever my student is physically available, then only I can ask the questions or not. Yes or no? Okay, you have a plan, you have a thought. Okay, just put on paper as like a class. If you want to get the services from the class, you have to create what? When my class is ready to provide the service, when my class is ready to provide the service, whenever the object is available or not. Yes or no? Got my point? Whenever that object is available, then only that is ready to provide the services or not. Agreed with me all, or super good? Okay, now when you can go with the class, again tell me when you can go with the class. Another answer also we can see, when you can go with the class. When you can go with the class. Now take vehicle only. My vehicle front wheels 2, my vehicle back wheels 4. Now my vehicle front wheels and back wheels, okay, I want to store. If you want to store the data, how we can store the data in any programming language? In any programming language, how we can store the data? Using variables or not? In Java, how we can create the variable? Your data type, your variable name and variable value. What is the value here? 2. 2 is a number. So my variable value represents what? Integer data type. So that you can write like integer or not. Here 4, you can write like what? Integer or not. Yes or no? Now I want to find the sum of front wheels and back wheels. Okay, how we can find the sum of the front wheels and back wheels? How we can find the sum? Come on, that is the functionality, right? Adding front wheels and back wheels, find the sum of front wheels, back wheels, or find the sum of two variables. Then can I write one function? Possibility there or not there? That is the functionality. Can I write one function? Okay, how we can write the function? Tell me in Java. How we can write the function? Access modifier, and then return value, and then come on, and then total wheels. Like this you can write one function or not. Okay, total how many wheels? Total how many wheels? 6 wheels. 4 plus 2 6. How we can calculate? We'll see that. Okay, now I want to get the bus color. Okay, we'll see later. Now tell me, this particular variable represents what? Tell something about this particular variable. Tell something about one vehicle. Okay, for example, bus only. This variable tells something about bus only. This particular method also tells something about bus only, right? These variables and methods represent something about one particle, that is the bus or not. If all the variables and methods tell something about bus, then why I need to write all, okay, individual like this? Can you keep or wrap in a single entity? That entity, can I say like a class? That entity, can I say like a class? Come on. If variables and methods tell something about the particle is what? Bus only. If variables and methods tell something about bus only, then why I need to write all individual? Can I keep or wrap inside a single variable? Okay, can I keep or wrap inside a single entity? Okay, it's not a variable, single entity. That entity, can I say like what? A class. Okay, now tell me, my class is a collection of what? Come on, my class contains what here? My class has what? Int fw is like 2, int bw equals to 4. Those are like what? Variables or not? My class has variables. The next one is what? Public void total wheels. What is this one?
Method.
Like a method, right? Method. Okay, so can I say my class is a collection of what? My class is a collection of what? Variables and methods or not? My class is a collection of variables and methods. So tell me, if I not write this one, is it class or not? Methods not there, is it class or not? Yes, that is class. If the variables not there, that is class or not? Yes. Okay, that is also class only. That is also class only. That means, okay, if the variable is not there, if the method is not there, okay, no problem at all. Means my variables and methods are like what? Mandatory or optional in the class. It is like an optional or not. You got my point? So my class is a collection of variables and methods. Now tell me how we can confirm. Okay, my total wheels like 6, my front wheels 2, my back wheels 4. How we can physically? I want to prove it. Okay, when you can confirm. When you can confirm my bus front wheels 2, my bus back wheels 4, my bus total wheels 6. When I can confirm if that bus is physically available, right? Yes or no? If that bus is physically available, then only, right, I can confirm. So this is a class. If you want to get the services from the class, what is required? If you want to get the services from the class, what is required? Come on. If you want to get the services from the class, okay, services is nothing but, okay, this particular value, this particular value, this value, all. If you want to get the services from the class, what is required? Object is required or not? So here the bus object is required or not? Bus object is nothing but physically bus is available. Think like that. Physically bus is available. Object is nothing but one particle. That's it. Okay. Whenever my bus object is available, you can get what? Front wheels, you can get what? Back wheels, and you can get what? Total wheels or not? Yes or no? Agreed, everyone? What is class and what is object? Yes or no? Why my object is like a blueprint of my class? Why you said, okay, when you create an object, okay, what you can access based on this particular, okay, whatever the variables and methods are there, okay, same variables and methods we can access by using an object or not, not outside or not. Yes or no? So now you can define what is class. If anybody asks, what's your answer? What is class? Class is a, come
Class
on.
is a collection of variables and methods.
We can say simply. Class is a collection of variables and methods, we can say. If you want to define something more, okay, class is nothing but what? It's like a thought, okay? It's not implemented yet. Okay, just I have a plan, just I want to put on paper, that's it. Then you can go with what? Class or not. I have a thought that is not yet implemented. Yes or no? Okay, there has abstract class interfaces also there. That is next level discussion. For now, just stick with this. Class is a collection of variables and methods. Okay, when my class is ready to provide the service, whenever that particular one physically available, whenever that object is available or not. Yes or no? So what is my object? Come on, what is an object? Come on, why we go for object? Why we go for object means very simple. If you want to access the members of a class, if you want to access or if you want to get the services from the class, you should have to create what? An object or not. The physical representation of a class is what? The physical representation of a class is what? Object or not? Yes or no? Agreed, everyone? Okay, now my question is how we can create a class in Java. Okay, my Java is like object oriented, right? Any program, hello world program onwards, we are going to write like class only. Okay, how we can create a class in Java? How, okay, can create a class in Java? How can we create a class in Java? Tell me how we can create a class in Java. Okay, basic. After that, we are going to add touch-ups and everything later. Basic syntax I want. First, if you want to create a class in Java, we have one keyword is there, class only. We have one keyword is there, class only. So first of all, okay, class is a keyword. After that, class name always starts with capital letter. Any name you can put it. My class name. After that, open brace and closing brace. After that, open brace and closing brace. It's like a one simple class in Java. Now tell me, as you said, my class contains what? Class is a collection of what? Come on, class is a collection of variables and methods, you said, right? So how many variables you want? For example, this is my bus class only. Class name can be anything. How many variables you want? My front wheels 2 and my back wheels 2 or 4. Done. Okay, 2 variables I have. Okay, now the next one is like my total wheels. Total wheels. I want to find the sum of front wheels and back wheels. That is the functionality I want to write it. Find the sum of 2 variables. If you want to find the sum of 2 variables, can I create a sum function? Here, can I create one function or a method? How we can create a method? How we can create a method?
Access modifier.
Syntax. Access
Access
modifier
modifier public
and return value. Okay, that means return type. Okay, based on your return value, you have to mention here. Next, total
function name, total
wheels,
wheels,
function name, and then representation, and then function body or not.
body,
Yes or no? Like this, how many methods you can write? Any number of methods you can write. Like this, how many variables you can write? Any number of variables. Any number of variables you can write it. Okay, now this is my class. Here we are going to write some code. What code we are going to write, we'll see later. Okay, just I want to tell something about the basic skeleton. Okay, the syntax. Once my class is available, can I get the services from the class? Directly, can I get the services from the class? My class is what? It's a thought, it's a plan. Okay, it is not physically available. My bus is not physically available. My bus is not available. So what you have to do?
We have to create an object for it.
Create an object or not? So you have to create an object for which class? Create an object for which class? Object for a bus class or not? Yes or no? You have to create an object for bus class. Understood? Agreed, everyone? So how to create an object for bus class? This is the question or not? My class is available. Now I want to create an object for this particular bus class. So how we can create? That is the question. Come on, any programming language. Okay, JavaScript. Okay, Python, .NET, same like Java also. How we can create an object for this particular bus class? Okay, very simple. We have one new keyword is there. By using new keyword, okay, I can create an object for which class? Bus class. See here. Okay, just you can call your bus like this. Okay, this is the syntax. You need to follow the guidelines. This is the way you can create an object for which class? You can create an object for which class? My bus class or not? Yes or no? So tell me, this particular statement gives me what? This statement gives me what? Bus object. Object. So any statement gives me one value. Okay, any value. So how we can hold the value? How we can hold some data? In Java or .NET or PHP, okay, how we can hold some data? Using
Variables.
or not? What is the syntax for the variables in Java? Come on, data type, and then variable name, and then variable value. Okay, now new bus come under variable value. Now what is my variable name? Any name you can give it. Any name you can give it. This is my variable name, and this is my variable value. Now what is the type? What is the type? Come on, what is the type? Okay, Now, how we can decide the type? Tell me. Int a equals to 10. How you decide this type?
Based on the value.
Okay, my variable holds which type of value. Based on that one, we are going to mention the type or not. Here, my a holds which type of value?
Int. Integer.
Integer. So that you said like my a type is like what? Integer or not. Here, my obj holds which value? This is what? An
Class
Object.
value.
Which class? Bus
Bus.
class or not. So bus
Bus.
class object we can hold with okay, which type, you know? Bus type only. Bus type only. Got my point? Okay, here it is not an integer, right? It is not a string, right? It is not a boolean, right? It is not like something else. This is an object of which class? This is an object of which class?
Bus
Bus.
class.
So what is the type of my obj? My obj holds bus object. That the reason my type is what? Bus or not. Now tell me the difference between int, here int is the data type, here bus is the data type. What is the difference? Did you find anything? Int is like a predefined data type, right? But by bus, who decide? Who created this bus? Our own data type, that is nothing but a user defined data type or not? Yes or no? Up to you, okay? Come on. Okay then. Now my next question is like, can you create one class, okay, which is represents student information? Can you create one class which represents like student information? How we can create a class? Come on. Class. See, any programming language you can take, the syntax may be vary, but the definition and everything is like common so far what we discussed. Okay, let's go. I want to create a student class. Tell me how we can. Class student. Okay, tell something about the student information.
Name.
Okay, name equals to, for example, student1. Now tell me, this is like a valid syntax or invalid syntax in Java?
It's not valid.
Not valid because syntax is what? It should be data type. Okay, what is the data type here?
It's a string.
Okay, we'll see. Okay, it's not a big deal, right? Int string you can repeatedly using or not. The next one is like roll number. Okay, int roll number. Okay, 1 or something. Yes or no? Okay, I want to get the name. I want to get the name and roll number both. Then the time I want to write one function or method to get the name and roll number. So how we can write the method in your class in Java? Public access modifier. Next, come on, public void. Next, get info, get std student info. Okay, the next one is like you can write it. See, the name can be anything. Here also name can be anything. Here also name can be anything. A, B, C also you can put it. But always follow the naming convention. Based on this particular value, you can give the name. If anybody see this name, he can come to know like, yes, this particular one holds the name of the student. This particular one holds the roll number. If you write like A holds what? B holds what? Okay, we don't know or not. Naming convention is important. Okay, you can write A, B also, no problem. Syntactically valid, but always recommended to give the proper names. Okay, here get student info. Okay, now you can write something, some code here. What is the code? We'll see that one. Now you have a class. Okay, what you can do with this class? Is this class is ready to provide the service to you? Is this class is ready to provide the service? No, right? When my class is ready to provide the service, whenever that particular class, that particular thought implemented or not, physically that is available. Here student, whenever the student physically available, then only or not I can get the service. How we can create an object for this particular class? How we can create an object for this particular class? Come
Student
on.
object.
New operator. Okay.
Method.
So can I create an object like this? This statement gives me what? Object of student class. Any statement gives me any value. How we can hold that value? Any statement gives me some value. How we can hold it? Using a variable. So what is my variable? The variable is name is this one. Okay, the value is this one. But in Java, there has a data type, mandatory or not. Now tell me, how we can decide the data type? The variable holds which kind of value. Based on that one, I can decide the data type or not. Now tell me, this obj holds which kind of value? 10 string
Student class.
boolean? No, it is an object of which class? Student
Student class.
class object or not? Student class object type is what?
Student.
Student only. Student only. Student class object type is what? Student only or not? This is the way you can create an object for this particular one or not. Agreed, everyone? Up to okay? Come on. Up to here, okay or not? Okay, how to create the class? You got some idea, right? How to create the methods and how to create basic. Okay, we are going to add some more stuff here and here also. Okay, na? Up to here, okay? Come on. Okay, then. Now, the next. How we can access? The next question, how we can access the members of a class? Okay, members is nothing but what, class members. Class members means class contains what? Class contains which members? Tell me. Class members is nothing but what? Now onwards, if I use the terminology like members, class members, what? Class contains what? Come on. Class members is nothing but variables and come on,
Method.
variables and methods. So whenever I use like the terminology members, you can understand like what? You can understand like what? Variables and methods, like this you can understand. Okay, so my question is what? How we can access the members of a class using what? Using an object. Okay, when my class is ready to provide the service, when my class is ready to provide the service, whenever my object is available. Okay, if my object is available, how we can access the members of a class? That is the question. That is the question. Okay, okay then. Now you can write one player class, okay, which should represent some data about the player. Okay, let's go. How we can create the player class? Class player. My class contains what? Variables and methods. So my name is like Sachin. Okay, now tell me, is it valid syntax or invalid syntax? Invalid. Okay,
Invalid.
you have to mention the type for this particular variable or not. This is valid syntax or invalid syntax? Okay, it is
Valid.
also valid. Why? Because, okay, in Java, each and every statement should terminate with a semicolon, not like JavaScript, not like Python. In Java, you have to follow, okay, some of the rules, some of the guidelines you have to follow. What is the guideline? Any statement, okay, should ends with semicolon. Any statement should ends with semicolon. Okay, done. Next, his runs. His runs. Done. Okay, next one. Get player info. Okay, this is valid or invalid? Get player info. This is valid or invalid? This particular statement is valid or invalid? In JavaScript, it is valid, but in Java, it is not valid. Come on, how we can? What is the syntax? Come on, the method scope you have to mention. How we can mention the scope? Okay, from where I can access this particular method, the access modifier. The next one, this method returns me what? If the method not give anything back, what is my return value? Okay, return type. Sorry, what is my return type? Void.
void,
Write like return type is void. Is it written some value or not written anything? If my return type is void, you can understand like this particular method not written anything. This particular method not written anything. Got my point? Okay, then. Now done. My class is ready. Now tell me, is my class is okay? If you have a class, directly can I get the services from the class? No, you have to create what? An object. So can we create an object? How we can create an object? Using new operator. What is my class? Okay, you have to call that.
player,
You have to call that. Okay, once it is done, it returns me what? It returns me what? One value. That is what? My player object. What is the type of this OBJ?
player
OBJ
type,
holds the player object. So that the type is what? Player only, the type or not. Done. Up to here, done, right? Okay, now my question is, if you have an object, how we can, access the members of a class? That is the question. Okay, very simple. We have, okay, dot notation. By using the dot notation, simply you can call or access the members. So how we can? My obj. Okay, which member you want me to access? Name. My obj, which member? Run.
yes,
My obj, which member? Player info. Now my question, obj is which type? Come on, obj is which type? Come on, first. OBJ is which type?
Reference variable.
Second, type I'm asking. It's a variable only. What is the type? Okay. Int a
Player type.
equals to 10. A is which type?
Int type, sir.
Integer, right? My OBJ is which type? See this. OBJ
Player
is which
type.
type? Player type, right?
Player.
OBJ is
Yes.
player type. Your answer should be OBJ is like a player type. Understood? Okay, so answer. OBJ is which type? Player type. OBJ.name is which type? Come
object,
on.
String type. String type.
OBJ.name. Come on.
String type,
OBJ.name gives me what? What is the value it is going to give?
String, sir.
OBJ.name Sachin.
String.
Sachin is which type? String, right? So OBJ.name is which type? It's a string type or not? Okay, now OBJ is which type? Come on, first.
player type,
Player type. OBJ.runs which type?
int,
Integer. Perfect. OBJ which type?
player,
Player type. OBJ.getPlayerInfo is which type? What is the type? Method,
It's a
right?
method, sir.
It's a method. If it is a method, what you can do with that method? If you have a method, what you can do with that method? You can call it. Okay, in your hand, what method is there? Okay, how we can get the services from the method? Just you have to call it or not. Understood? Now, listen carefully and answer this. OBJ type is like player, you said. Get player info. OBJ.get player info, which type? Method type. OBJ.get player info call is which type? Type is always depending upon the value, what it gives, what it returns. Now
Void,
OBJ.get
sir.
player info is returns what? Void, nothing.
Void.
It's a void type or not? Agreed? All are okay? Okay, okay then. Up to here, okay, right? What is class? What is an object? How you can create an object? How we can access the members of a class in Java? Okay, we not complete that particular program. Okay, execution flow and everything, but the basic idea you got it or not at this moment? Yes or no? Okay, now my question is, what is the written keyword? when you can go with the return value, when you can go with anyone give me one scenario. Hey, in this place the return keyword is required, you should return some value like that. Anyone? When you required return. Okay, very simple. Okay, take one simple scenario. I have one requirement. Okay, I have one requirement. What is the requirement? You know, find the sum. Okay, find sum of two numbers. Okay, two numbers. If you want to find the sum of two numbers, tell me which approach is the best. In any programming language, if you want to find the sum of two numbers, you want me to write directly or you want me to keep inside one function? Which one is recommended? One, tell me. Some functionality if you want to handle, which one is recommended? Write the functions or not? Yes or no? Or methods. So how we can write the method in Java? Public. Next, return value. Okay, next, sum. Done. Okay, I want to find the sum of two numbers, right? Those two numbers, for example, hard-coded numbers only. Think like that. Those two numbers are like hard-coded numbers. My int n1 equals to 10 into n2 equals to 20. Done. Okay, now here I have, okay, some value. Okay, just I'm going to print that value n1 plus n2. Think like that. Okay, in this sum, total how many statements are there? Total statements. Come on. Total how many statements are there? 3 statements. We have 3 statements or not? Yes or no? Simple. We have 3 statements. Okay, perfect. Done. Now here print int sum equals to this one. How to print? Okay, at this moment we not write any system.out.println. They print the sum value like this. Okay, I written like this. In my sum function, how many statements are there? In my sum function, how many statements are there? 1,
4
2
statements.
statements are there. Okay, okay then. So I want this particular result. If you want to get this value, what you have to do? If you want 30 result, what you have to do? My 30 results inside the sum function. So what you have to do? How one function gives me some value? How one function gives me this result? In your hand, one function is there. What you can do with that function?
Call it.
How to call it, right? So I can call it. Whenever I call like this, okay, now how many statements executed? How many statements executed? 4 statements. And print what? Print result or not?
Result.
Yes, okay, perfect. Like this person, okay, I want this result 100 times I want. So that how many times you have to call the sum? How many times you have to call the sum? You required this particular result 100 times. So that how many times you have to call? 100 times. So if you call 100 times, so each time how many statements are going to execute? 4 statements. So total how many statements got executed? Total how many statements got executed? 400 statements.
400.
Okay, done. It's a general thing. Okay, don't think more about this one. One function is there has some, okay, function or method. Okay, there has multiple, okay, statements are there. Finally, I have a result. If you want to get the result, you have to call it. Whenever you call that, how many statements are there in the function? Those many statements are going to executed. That's it. So total how many statements? 400 statements got executed. Okay, na? Yes or no? Now, instead of calling these 4 statements again and again 100 times, is there any better approach? Is there any better approach? Why I need to call the same statements again and again? Why I need to call these statements, same statements again and again? Is there any better approach is there? Okay, you understood, right? 4 statements not changed, but you are calling how many times each and every statement? Each and every statement you called like 100 times you called. 100 times you called. Is there any better approach is there? That is the question. Yes. Okay, then can you go like this? Instead of printing this sum value, can you return the value? Can you return the sum? Okay, by using which statement? Return statement. Now tell me, what is the return type of my sum? Void something else? Come on. In the past, you not written anything. If the function is not written anything, what is my return type? Void. In this case, my function written anything or nothing? Function written something, right? What it written?
It's integer.
Integer. So this void should be what now? Integer or not? Syntactically, yes or no? So now, come on. First time you can call the sum. Now tell me, this statement returns me what? This statement gives me what? Some value, right? What is the value it returns? Any statement returns some value or gives some value. How we can hold that value? With some variable or not. In Java, the variable, whenever you declare, that variable type should be mentioned or not. What is the type? What is the type? Come on, some call. Okay, my method call always gives me the return value. My method call always gives me the return value. What is the return value? Sum. My sum type is what? Number. Okay, so that, can I write like this? Int result equals to sum. Yes or no? Come on. Okay, now what is my result? What is my result? Come on, some call. Okay, any method or function call. Okay, write me one statement. Function or method call gives me, okay, return value. Gives me the return value. Now see, this call gives me the return value. What is the return value? 30. So that 30 I hold with what? Result. That 30 is which type? Integer. So that int. Now tell me, this sum call, whenever you do, how many statements executed? How many statements executed? Sum call, how many statements executed? Whenever you call the sum, how many statements? 4 statements or not? Okay, once you executed 4 statements, you have the value like a result. So that result you want how many times? That 30 you want how many times? 100 times. So that, can I print that result? Print result 100 times. Okay, how we can print the result 100 times? One statement, system.out.println 100 times. Now see, 100 times means 100 statements. Total how many? Here 100 statements. Here how many? 4 statements. Total how many statements executed in this approach? 104. But in this statement, okay, in this particular approach, how many statements executed? Come on, every time you are calling this function, every time that 4 statements got executed or not. But in this case, how many times these 4 statements executed? Only one time. It gives me the result. That result I stored in one variable. Why? Because this guy gives me the result. That result I stored. That result only I used how many times? 100 times or not? Yes or no? That result only I used how many times? 100 times or not? Okay, now tell me which approach is the best. You want me to call the function or method each and every time, okay? You want me to hold the result with one variable and use that variable how many times? Which one is recommended one? Here 400 statements executed, here 104 statements executed. So obviously 104 is the recommended one or not? So if you want to get this approach, if you want to go with this approach, here the important key role placed by whom? the written keyword or not? Yes or no? Agreed? All are okay? Up to you, okay or not? Why we go for written? Any function, okay, while calling, that function body will execute. That function body executed means some of the statements got executed, body content statements. That result, that function result, if you want to use in multiple places, instead of calling that function or method every time, get the result, okay, return that result and hold with one variable. That variable you can use how many times you want. How many times you want, that many times you can use that particular variable. Understood? And you can go with the return. Okay, we can go with some more examples in tomorrow's session. Up to you, okay, everyone? Up to here, okay? So let me add today's notes also here. Okay, so who not completed the setup, okay, who not install the JDK software, just install in your local missions. Okay, if you face any issues, just let us know. Okay, we'll discuss on that. Okay, for now, just go with the these running notes. Okay, tomorrow we'll start our first program. Okay. Okay then, thank you guys. Thanks for joining. Bye.